this Sunday with thousands of migrants crossing the U.S.-Mexico border every day. The Biden administration is struggling to house unaccompanied children and families that officials say they don't want to turn away. There are currently more than 5,000 children in Border Patrol custody. On Saturday, the administration announced it'll open another 500-bed temporary facility for children in Texas. For migrants of all ages at the border, the staggering numbers lay bare the scope of the problem. In one Texas tent facility, more than 3,300 migrants were being held in a space meant for just 250 people. This morning, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is making the rounds to explain President Biden's plans to deal with the burgeoning humanitarian crisis. I had a chance to speak with Secretary Mayorkas just a few moments ago. Secretary Mayorkas, thank you for coming to the Sunday Show.
Thank you very much for having me, Jonathan.
So, Mr. Secretary, the administration seems to be sort of haggling over language. It's not a crisis. Some have called it a challenge. Why not just say flat out what's happening on the southern border is a crisis?
Jonathan, we're not haggling over language. We're focused on mission, and that is securing the border, and the border is secure. The border is closed, and that's what we're focused on. And I will not use language that is not applicable. We have dealt with surges in migration at the border before. We have a plan. We are executing our plan. We will succeed. We know what to do. We are doing it. And that is the fact of the matter.
Mr. Secretary, what is driving the surge at the border? I mean, I know these surges have been happening. They happened under President Trump. They happened under President Obama. They're now happening under President Biden. Why are they happening? And specifically, what are your plans for stemming this tide?
The root cause of the migration, Jonathan, is the poverty, of violence, the persecution of people in the countries primarily of the Northern Triangle, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. And why we are seeing the surge now is in part because the funds that were dedicated to those three countries to address the root causes was discontinued under the Trump administration. Why the challenge at the border is as difficult as it is now, even though we are tackling it and will tackle it successfully, is because the entire system was dismantled by the Trump administration, and we are in the midst of a pandemic. So it makes the challenge more difficult, but we know how to meet that challenge. The personnel of the Department of Homeland Security will and are meeting that challenge, and we will execute this successfully.
Well, Mr. Secretary, one of the challenges is also messaging. I want to have the audience have a listen to you and to also President Biden on the message being sent to migrants coming north. Have a listen.
Do not come now. Give us the time to rebuild the system that was entirely dismantled in the prior administration.
I can say quite clearly, don't come. And what we're in the process of getting set up, and it's not going to take a whole long time, is to be able to apply for asylum in place. So don't leave your town or city or community.
So, Secretary Mayorkas, why aren't migrants listening to you, especially when you say don't come now? The president says don't come. And just moments in an interview you did with CNN, you said flat out the border is closed, and yet they're still coming.
Jonathan, the message is clear. Do not come. We are building the orderly, safe, and humane way for these children to have their claims of asylum heard without having to take the dangerous journey north. It does take time. We are continuing to communicate the message, but we are, in fact, facing a crisis in those Northern Triangle countries, and the level of desperation sometimes leads them to take the dangerous journey. I encountered 3 young children whose mother was murdered along the path north. It is why we encourage and communicate strongly for these children, for these individuals, not to travel. The border is not open. It is closed. Do not take the perilous journey. We are building the processes that will allow you to make a claim for humanitarian relief without having to do so.
Mr. Secretary, you went with a bipartisan delegation down to the border on Friday. Excuse me. Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut tweeted out his experience there, fighting back tears, looking at the children that are in these facilities. You say the border is closed, and it's closed because of Title 42, which permits, through the CDC, closing the border to unnecessary travel because of the coronavirus pandemic. My question to you, though, is how are all of these children getting across the border? Why doesn't Title 42 apply to them?
Jonathan, we are not expelling vulnerable children. That is a decision that this administration made. We are a nation of laws. We can apply those laws and nevertheless uphold our values and our principles. We are not expelling children, girls, 5, 7, 9 years old, back into the desert of Mexico, back into the hands of traffickers. We can do this. We can manage the migrants at the border who are so vulnerable and who are so young. We are executing on our plan to do so. We are taking measures to address it, and we encourage them. We communicate to them, don't take that journey.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.